Hi everyone, this is Kalyan Kumar this side and welcome back to Chemistry Universe. And you're watching part 4 of carboxylic acid series. It's a 12-part series and this is part 4. And in this we're going to begin the chemical reactions of carboxylic acids. And in this particular part we will look at the reaction with metals reacting with bases like metallic oxides, carbonates, bicarbonates, and we will even look at the preparation of some of the, or rather all of the acid derivatives from carboxylic acids. So let's get on with the video. Okay, so here we go. Part 4, chemical properties, reaction with metals, calcium oxide, carbonates, and formation of acid derivatives. Well, the first one is pretty simple, reaction with active metals. That makes sense. And here you can see I've given the number for the reaction so that we can understand all of them, because we'll be splitting this into multiple videos. So carboxylic acids will react with active metals like sodium, lithium, potassium to give you a metal carboxylate and hydrogen gas. So basically what is happening here is that sodium is getting oxidized and the H plus of the acid is getting reduced. This is a typical reaction of sodium metal with acids. The next is the reaction with calcium oxide. As you can see, it's a metallic oxide, it's a basic oxide. So again, you're going to get a salt, and calcium oxide in particular is much easier to react. So calcium oxide, and you'll get a calcium salt of the carboxylic acid along with water because it's a base. Then you have reaction with bicarbonates and carbonates. And the reaction with bicarbonates is pretty important. Carboxylic acids will react with carbonates pretty easily, and because even the calcium carbonate is also a basic thing. You will get a calcium salt and you will get H2CO3, which will again break into CO2 and water. But more importantly, carboxylic acids react with NaHCO3, that means bicarbonate, and do the same thing, form a sodium salt and again give you CO2 and water. Now this particular part of the reaction, this is used as a test or a preliminary test for carboxylic acids. Because what you need to understand is, these two are actually in the form of H2CO3. First H2CO3 is formed and then CO2 and water is formed. Now a carboxylic acid reacts with bicarbonate to give you carboxylate and H2CO3. Now for this reaction to happen, remember this has to be a stronger acid. This should be a weaker acid. This should be a stronger base and this should be a weaker base, because reactions always occur from strong towards weak. And it is known, of course, that carboxylic acids are more acidic than carbonic acid. So it's a strong acid, it's a weak acid. Obviously the base, the conjugate base of a weak acid has to be strong, and the conjugate base of a strong acid has to be weak. But remember, anything that is not as acidic as H2CO3 will not give this reaction. So for example, phenols will not react with sodium bicarbonate. Nothing. Why? Because they are less acidic than carbonic acid. And the reaction will not go from weak to strong, it will go from strong to weak. So this is one of the preliminary tests for carboxylic acids, at least when you want to differentiate them from phenols. Esterification. Now we are getting into the formation of acid derivatives. We've already done esterification in alcohols. The rate of esterification is inversely related to the steric factor of the acid and alcohol that we've already done. And we have already done the preparation in detail with mechanism in alcohols. And then of course, formation of acid chloride. There are 3 different ways by which you can do that. You can react this with PCl5. You'll get RCOCl and HCl and POCl3, if you remember. We've done this in alcohols. And SOCl2 again. Rather, we did this in alkyl halides, I think, yeah. And then you have SO2Cl2. The only difference is this will give SO3. Alright, the formation of acid anhydride is the next one. And this is carboxylic acid reacting with a dehydrating agent like P2O5, and you heat it and you get an anhydride. With a single acid, you'll get a symmetrical anhydride. With mixed acids, you can get a variety of at least 3 different anhydrides. anhydride of A, anhydride of B, and anhydride of A and B mixed. But if you take a dicarboxylic acid, which can form a good stable ring, this is succinic acid, then you will get a cyclic anhydride. This is succinic anhydride. And then formation of amides, pretty simple. Carboxylic acids will first react with ammonia. They'll form the ammonium salt. Then when you dehydrate it, 2 of the H from this will go and 1 O will go and release water, and that will give you amide. Okay. Now remember, if you were to dehydrate it further, then again 2H of this will go with O and you'll get cyanide. But if you leave it here, it'll remain as amide. Now you can even use primary amine instead of ammonia. Here you got a primary amide, but if you use a primary amine, you will get a secondary amide. So again, P2O5, heat, and you get a secondary amide. And again, if you were to use, a secondary amine, you will get a tertiary amide. So that is the way it will go. And that is the end of this part, where we saw the reaction with metals, calcium oxide, carbonates, bicarbonates, and formation of acid derivatives. That ends this part. And I hope this was able to give you a decent idea as to how carboxylic acids behave. And most of these were acidic tendencies. And then there are more to come in the future videos. So with that, this is Kalyan signing off. Have a great and wonderful day. And thank you for watching this.